guys, today for our fun science video, we are actually going to make some fluffy slime. Okay? I actually already did make some of this before. I made a bunch of it. And then I mixed all my colors together and I made a huge batch. So I'm going to show you what it looks like right now, and you'll see what you get to make. So in this piece of Tupperware right here is my fluffy slime that I made before. And if you look right here, I'll see if you can see it. It bubbles when it sits there, which is really cool. I've been popping bubbles a lot this past week. Okay, so what we're going to end up making today is a big thing of slime. It'll be so fun, okay? But it is kind of sticky and kind of messy, so you need to make sure that you wear something that if you spill on it, you won't ruin. The first time I made my slime, I ended up spilling on my pants, and it got stuck to my pants, and it stayed there. So it stained them, okay? And your hands are going to get a little dirty today too, okay? So this, I think, is 3 batches of slime. What you can do is, I guess, make it smaller if you want, or you can separate your slime into smaller containers, which is actually what I'm going to do today because I want to make 4 colors, okay? So the things that you need are, you need 2/3 cup of Elmer's glue. One thing that is really cool, if you go to the dollar store, these are, if you grab 2 of them, this is exactly 2/3 of a cup. Okay, so the 4-ounce glue bottles, so 8 full ounces will be the glue that I used for mine, and it turned out really well, so I just used 2 of these bottles. If you use a little bit more glue too, I think it'll be fine, or a little less. This is just, what I used for the first one that worked really well. Okay, so you need your glue. You need, I have mine in a bag. You need some baking soda. You might already have this at home. You need water. You need a thing of shaving cream. You won't use the entire thing, but you need 2 to 3 cups of this. I think I used half of one with my other 3 batches of this that I tried, just to make sure it worked. So you just need shaving cream. You need some contact solution. The one thing that you really need to make sure of for your contact solution is that you need to look on the back or in the ingredients part of it, and you need to make sure that your contact solution has either boric acid or sodium borate in it. That's what reacts with the glue to form the slime. Okay, mine, it doesn't say that it has the sodium borate in it, but it does have the boric acid. I got this at the dollar store. I think I got most of my supplies at the dollar store, so you should be able to get it all there, okay? So you have your contact solution, your shaving cream, your glue, your baking soda, and your water. Next, you need a big bowl. The reason I say this bowl, you see how big it is compared to me? This will be almost full with all of your slime. If you want to do it like me and separate it into a bunch of different colors, I would still use this big bowl because I'm only going to separate it when I get to the point where I'm going to put my coloring in it, okay? So grab a big bowl, and if you're just making one color, this will work fine. So a big bowl, a spoon, you need a little spatula to scoop all this stuff out. You need your measuring cup and your measuring spoons. You need your food coloring, and I have some neon, like Easter-like colors, so I'm going to use those because they turned out so cool. I used all 4 of these colors before, but then I played with it and I mixed it together and it made this weird like orangey color. So just so you know, if you mix them together, they'll turn into one big color. And I just dropped my slime on the floor. So, one of the things that I really recommend is while you're working on this, work somewhere that can get dirty, wear something that can get dirty, and grab some lotion. If your hands aren't lotioned up, the slime, as you're mixing it, won't stick to you as much, okay? I tried it one time without any lotion and I got stuck to my bowl. But if you have lotion in, it's less likely to like stick to your skin and stay stuck to you. It probably will stick a little bit as you first start like kneading it and mixing it. But with lotion, it's, I guess, a little bit easier to clean up, okay? So first thing that you need to do, and I've done this before, so I'm not really going to measure a lot of it. I'll measure my shaving cream to show you, but I'm not going to measure my glue. So what you need to do is you need to open up your glues, and you need to, see, I have my bowl, probably put this low so you guys can see. I have my bowl right here in front of me. I'm just going to empty all my glue into my bowl. Make some weird noises, but as I'm emptying it too, once this one gets kind of empty and you guys can kind of see like my glue at the bottom, and I've done this before too in my Tupperware, and it comes out really nicely if you wash it to mom and dad or whoever is helping, so it won't ruin any of your stuff. So I kind of get it almost empty, and then I normally will just like set it on the edge and see if it'll drain a little bit more while I do the other one. Okay, so emptying the glue, and this is one of the first times that I've actually made slime too, so no experience before making it, I guess before making my first batch. This part does kind of take a little bit. Okay, and you don't need to get every single bit of it out for it to be, I guess, usable. So the first step is always to put the glue in, and I'll probably be checking my list of like all of my steps, and I will put maybe type them up for you guys too if you want to see them written down too. So, and if you want to keep these, you can. I'm just throwing them away because I have so many of them. Okay. All right, this next part, you add your water and your baking soda, okay? So it doesn't matter which, I already have glue on my hands. It doesn't matter which order you add them, you just need to add them now. So you need to add your 1/4 of a cup of water. I'm gonna take my water. And pour it in. Alright, and then you put your water or your 1/4 cup in there. And then you need your baking soda. And you need 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. So I have one here. I'm gonna grab my baking soda and dump it in. And this is what I grab the spoon for, just so you can stir this part. And then I have the spatula for when you're using the shaving cream and when you're mixing it around once the shaving cream is in there too. Okay. So what you should do is, I'll maybe hold it up. You see that it's kind of separated right now? You need to stir it until it's kind of mixed together. It'll look really weird as you're mixing it. And I'll maybe put a video in right here too. I'll take one with my phone so you guys can see it. You just need to mix it together. And then once it's fully mixed together, then you can move on to the next step, okay? I'm going to pause the video here and show you it so you can just see what it looks like when I'm stirring and then when I stop, okay? So it's really lumpy and you can kind of see the strings in it. As you mix it, you'll notice that it kind of mixes together and you can't see the 2 layers of it. So kind of like right now, I think it would be good, because you can see that they're mixed together and it isn't like a layer of glue and a layer of water, okay? So you guys can stop stirring when you notice that it's all mixed together and there isn't 2 different layers. kind of like a layer of glue and a layer of water. Once they kind of mix together evenly is when you can move on to the next step in our slime making process. All right, so the next thing you need to do is you need to add your shaving cream and mix it all together. So your 1 spoon, I use a plastic one. You don't need this anymore. So you can either toss it if you use a plastic one or put it in the sink and wash it if you didn't, okay? So I'm just going to throw mine away. You need to grab your shaving cream and open it. And then you need 2 to 3 cups of shaving cream, okay? So I'm going to grab my measuring cup. And I'm going to add some shaving cream. This is the reason why I told you guys to have a spatula like this. So you can scoop the shaving cream out of this cup and put it in there. Okay? So I'm going to show you. I'm going to add the cream. Okay? So here's my 1 cup. And sometimes too, I did one where I didn't really measure the shaving cream. One of my testers, and I actually ended up putting too much shaving cream in there too, and it did end up making the slime a little bit weird. So I do recommend measuring it as you make this. But my stuff smells good. Your slime is going to end up smelling like shaving cream. If you have scented shaving cream, that smells even better. But I just bought the normal stuff, the cheapest. Okay, so if you look right here, like I have my shaving cream in there. So I'm going to do 3 cups because I'm going to separate mine into 4 different colors, just to show you guys the different colors. Okay. All right, so you see that I have my cup empty. So you don't need your measuring cup anymore. So you can get that put away. You don't need your shaving cream anymore, so that can be put away. The only thing that you'll need from this point on is your contact solution and then your food coloring. Okay. So right now, this is what it looks like. You'll notice that there's like the glue at the bottom in like a big puddle, and then your shaving cream up top. You'll stir this together until it kind of looks like frosting. That's one thing that I noticed when I made it my first time is before you play with it and touch it and I guess put your food coloring in it, it looks like vanilla frosting, which is really cool. You can maybe trick people and say, I have vanilla frosting, but it's actually slime. Okay, so what you need to do is you just need to scrape it all and just stir it together. You'll notice too, if you do this with me, it really doesn't take very long. You just gotta make sure it's all mixed together, and it does actually get really fluffy. With the glue and the water solution at the bottom, see, it kind of looks like whipped cream too. So you just stir and stir and stir, and you try and get it all mixed in. Okay? So I like going in the middle and then on the sides, just so I can get it all. Oop, almost spilled. Stir, 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 stir. All right. So this is kind of what it'll look like when it's all mixed together. And it's kind of cool. It either looks like frosting or whipped cream that you put on cake. Just don't eat it because obviously it's glue and shaving cream. So don't put it in your mouth. I'm going to do this next step a little bit differently than you guys would. I'm going to go grab some spoons and I'm going to separate my slime into 4 different containers because I want to try 4 different colors. Okay? Actually, I'm just going to use my spatula and do it this way. So, I have my containers here. And you don't have to do this step. I'm just doing it because I would like to do so. If you pick it up, you'll notice that it's really fluffy. Kind of like a cloud. And that's when you know you mixed it correctly. Alright. just because I want to show you some of the cool things you guys can do with this slime too, if you have a bunch of different colors. Alright, I'm going to pause here and I'll show you when I'm done separating. Alright friends, so I have all of my slime mixed into my 4 separate containers. If you want to do this part, you can, but you do not have to. I just wanted to show you a bunch of different colors so you can see them. You need to now grab your food coloring. I have this one right here that I had in my classroom. It's actually neon food coloring, and it turns into some really, really cool pastel colors that are good for like Easter or stuff like that. So I'm going to grab all of them out. I have a green, a pink, a purple, and a blue. So I'm going to use my green in this first one right here. Just add all of your drops until you think the colors are fine. I'm actually going to go, since I have 4 different colors, I'm going to go grab 4 of my plastic spoons and stir them with that, just so I don't have to wash the spoon every single time, okay? Alright, so I have my spoons now, so I can mix all of my colors. One thing that I did say, it all depends on what kind of color you want when you're adding your, I guess, food coloring. So I added a couple drops of my green here. Just keep adding food coloring until you get the color that you want. I noticed with the greens, you have to add maybe a little bit more to get an actual green color. So this is with just a couple drops, so I'm going to add a couple more, and then I'm going to add color to my other ones too. Because I like to have my colors like really, really colorful and fun. So I'm adding my blue one, my pink one. The pinks are kind of like the greens, you add a little more too. And then my purple one. Oops, made weird noises. Alright, so I'm going to stir these, and you guys can stir yours as you're doing this too. This green color turned out really cool. So I think I'm going to leave it like this. And if you didn't get all of your glue and your shaving cream mixed together before, it will be now after you stir all of your food coloring in. Alright, so here is my green color. Let's stir my blue. The blue is going to be really pretty. And mom and dad or whoever is helping the kids with this too, with the kids, and since their hands are so little, it might be easier to separate your slime mixture into some smaller bowls because the whole batch is pretty big, and I kind of did struggle with it the first time. So if you do want to separate it and do a bunch of different colors, it might be easier for the kiddos to do this on their own, because there's a lot of slime. And so here's my blue, my green. I'll put those to the side because I can't make them right now because I'm still mixing. And I left my spatula in my purple one. I'm going to try and scrape that off. Stick that over there because I don't need it. And I'm going to stir. I think the purple one turned out really cool too. And it doesn't take very long to stir all of this together. Like, I just started stirring my purple and it already looks like this. If you can go a little bit longer if you want to make sure that you mix in, so you don't see any like white streaks. But as you play with the slime too, it'll mix together. So I got my purple, and last but not least, my pink. And I'm going to stir together. I made pink a little bit bigger because pink's fun. And if you have like a circular bowl too, it's a lot easier than having like some of the square bowls that I have. So you can just go faster with it, like I'm doing with my pink. All right. So this point right here is the point I have my pink all mixed up. So here are all of my colors. Okay. Almost knocked that off the counter. Blue and green. This is the point where it does get really messy, and this is where you should put your lotion on if you haven't already. So I'm going to clear everything else up and scooch it to the side, because all you need right now is your hands, your spoon, possibly, and then your contact solution and lotion. So I'm going to put my lotion on now and get myself nice and lotioned up. You can put it up your arms. I noticed when I did the full batch, I got it all like up to here. So push your sleeves up if you have them, and do it that way. I might have added a little too much lotion, but it's better to have too much than to not have enough, because it does stick to you quite a bit when you start adding the contact solution. Okay. So at this point, if you're making it in a big batch, you should add your 1.5 tablespoons of contact solution. I'm just going to squirt mine in slowly and show you as we go through it, but use your little measuring spoons and do it that way. Because I separated mine, I'm just going to squirt it in as I go. You will keep on trying after you do your 1.5 tablespoons of contact solution. Just add, I think it's half a tablespoon at a time as you're stirring it and turning it into slime. Okay, so I'm just going to take that. It's kind of hard to open with lotion on my hands. And I'm going to choose my pink one first, and I'm going to put in some contact solution. So you're adding your 1.5 tablespoons of contact solution. And once you add it, you can start stirring, or you can do it with your hands. Okay, I'm going to start stirring it a little bit first, but as it starts getting stickier and stickier, and you'll notice right here, it actually is, and I got some on my hand, you'll notice it start kind of like clumping together and kind of turning into slime. And as you do this, and as you stir, see now it's getting really sticky and kind of harder to stir. This is kind of to the point where you start using your hands if you're using a spoon. Okay. And you can see it's still fluffy, and it's kind of really, see that sticking together. I'm going to add, but yeah, you get really messy during this. Sorry, Mom and Dad and whoever has to clean up afterwards. And you're stirring and stirring and stirring. And you just saw that I added more of my contact solution. And what I'm going to do now is, once you see that it's kind of like pulling it from the sides of your bowl as you're stirring it, that's kind of one of the better parts or points where you should start like kneading it like bread dough. Okay, so I'm going to try and clean my spoon off. And you notice it's kind of coming off of my fingers really well. That's because I have lotion on. And I think baby oil, they said, works too. Once you're done with the stirring part, you don't need spoons. And now is where you get really messy, because you can start doing it with your hand. Okay? And this is why I say it's a lot easier, because if you don't have enough contact solution in, you get stuck like this. Okay? So you just keep on like mixing it together and like trying to get all of the slime out of the sides. And as I'm touching this, I'm noticing that it's still sticky. Like, you see how it's sticky like this? That means you need more contact solution. So I'm going to add more in, and then I'm going to keep mixing it. Because as you add the contact solution, it gets less and less sticky. Okay? It makes weird noises as you're doing this too. But this part, it does get kind of messy. As you can see, I'm like stuck. Okay, I'm going to move it over so you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm like kneading it together. A lot of this too, this part right here that's sticking out now, it's not sticking to me, so that part's pretty good. But there's other pieces of the slime that aren't complete yet, okay? So what you can do is I take the slime and I go like this, and I like knead it together. And you can kind of tell it's almost done. So I'm gonna add a little bit more, and I'm gonna try and get that all mixed together. So you see it's kind of coming off on me. You just keep playing with it and keep playing until this is almost done, I think. You can knead it together. Yep, I think this pink stuff is done now. And now, I still have some slime around my fingers. You guys can pick that off and add it into your slime part. Because, if you look right here, I made my fluffy slime now, okay? So you just keep on going like this and like mixing it together with your hands until it's done. And the one kind of nice thing about this slime, you can use the slime to get off the other slime that's stuck to your hands. Okay, so you can go through it like that. I'm going to pause my video and make the other colors, and I'll show you my big clump of rainbow slime once I'm done. And as I'm doing this here, you guys can keep mixing yours if yours isn't done yet, and go through it that way and get it all finished, okay? And I'll see you in a little bit. Alright friends, I just finished all of my slime and I wanted to show you what it looks like. So I have my pink. You can tell I didn't put any new lotion on and it's not sticking to my fingers, so you know that you added enough contact solution to it to make it work. So here's my pink, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn all four of mine into a rainbow slime. Okay, so I have my pink, I have my green, and I mixed this a little bit less so you can kind of tell that it's a little more goopy and like stretchy. So I'm putting that with my pink. That looks kind of cool, doesn't it? I have my green, or my blue, not green. I'm putting that together. And then I finally have my purple. And if you can tell, this is kind of a really big clump of slimes. And it looks really cool, doesn't it? So what you can do is you can go like this and just mix it all together. And as long as you don't mix it all, it should be like a rainbow slime like this. Okay? And if you keep mixing it though, it will mix together and just make one big color. But you guys have a ginormous thing of slime to play with now. Okay? So I hope you guys have lots of fun with this. To keep it and make sure it's still slimy and stretchy and doesn't dry out, you need to put it in a enclosed container so it doesn't dry out, okay? I haven't had any issues with mine that I made before, so it should be pretty good. I just kept it in the Tupperware that I mixed it in, like the big bowl, and it stayed like that. And you can just keep playing with it and show me what you guys are doing with your slime once you make it. And if you do make it into a rainbow slime like I did, because it's pretty cool. And you know what it says you're playing with it? It has bubbles in there, and you can pop them. And they're really cool. Okay, I'm going to put this away now, and I am going to put this video up, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys do with your slime. I got a couple emails from last week showing me how you did your ice cream. This looks really cool. And like show me pictures of you eating it and stuff like that. That is awesome. I loved that. Show me pictures of you making your slime or what your slime looks like when you're done. Mine is my rainbow slime. And just have fun with it. This is really, really fun. Next week we'll get another video too. And just, I don't know, enjoy your slime because it's really fun to play with once it's done. Now I have 2 big piles to play with, so that's really fun, huh? Okay, I'll see you guys later. Have a good day.